Aloha family. I just wanted to hop on and talk about some of the energies and messages that are coming through. We're definitely full on in the Lion's Gate, and all the energies that are flooding in are really, they're pinpointing where we are still holding back, and they're illuminating any of the places where we are still holding on to old patterns that are holding us back from stepping into our fearless potential. And when I think of lion season, I think of fearless courage and breakthrough. And that's what it feels like. But it doesn't feel, when I think of the last few Lions Gates, um, it was massive, and it was these huge, huge messages that came through. And it really was like a dismantling in many ways of life as I knew it the past few years. And this year feels markedly different energetically. There is a sense of gentleness, even as the energies feel so big. There's a sense of, I've cleared out enough so I actually can contain this energy now. And it doesn't feel so breathtaking. A couple years ago, when I was really moving through the energy, 3, 4 years ago, especially, of really feeling into what we're seeing being disclosed now, which is the pedophilia and the child sex trafficking. And 4 years ago, it felt like so big and so overwhelming that I felt like I was the only person that could see what was going on. And as it was if all of this energy was pouring into me and I was going to explode with fury. And it definitely felt like I can't do this on my own. I was feeling extremely overwhelmed. And now, as we're moving full circle and seeing how all this is coming to light, it's the sense of we are all doing this together. We're all pregnant with an entirely new vision of Earth, which each one of us is going to play a part in. And it's going to start to become abundantly clear which way your divine destiny is moving you, if you have been really clearing out over the past anywhere from like 10, 11 years to the last couple of years, if you've really been doing your work. Now, if you haven't, the energies are going to feel really tough for the people who are just beginning to kind of come out of their slumber and awaken to the false matrix and how controlled it has been. Then it's going to be kind of a big kind of rude awakening that's going to kind of feel like it's taking the wind out of you. And so there is these different it's like these different groups of people that are just awakening at the perfect time for them, right? There's no judgment in it. It happens for every soul right when it's supposed to happen. But I'm going to speak to where I am on the path and feeling, the year of 2018, when that year in the Lion's Gate, literally the white lion came in. The white lion was birthed that night, not having known, the meaning of the white lion before, and having it birthed through a soul sister that night as I literally midwifed her through this birthing process. And the white lion came through and then channeled for about 3 hours on the Lion's Gate, really giving us the vision of everything that was about to happen, pre-pandemic. We're given a lot of information about what was going to happen and didn't quite understand it then. And then it became really clear why we were getting the information we were. So that for me was kind of the big awakening to what I call the Lion Tribe of Judah. And there's many names that we could call this, but that was the name that was given to me. And that's what resonates with me. I really resonate with the path of the Christed consciousness. because that has just been the way that the teachings have come through for me. But now, fast forward to this Lionsgate and all that's kind of been coming through, especially this year has been an incredible year for birthing new creations. Um, and really for the way the wisdom teachings want to come through and then be disseminated and how they want to be held, like they are their own consciousness, and they are teaching me how they are to be held and how they are to be given. And so I'm feeling very necessary to be that guardian, right? I call myself the Gaia guardian, and I didn't even know why. I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, I called myself the Gaia guardian. Now it's really clear. Like, I am a guardian for some of these sacred teachings that are coming through, and it's like an honor and a privilege to be able to hold this consciousness and allow it to teach me in the way that it wants to come forth, right? So I'm holding it, I'm stewarding it. I am not an owner of it. I am not the one that knows all. It's the way that the energy wants to come through me and wants to be held and taught. And so I hold it with so much, just so much reverence and so much love, and just unbelievably thankful that I get to be a disseminator of that kind of information. And that is in a private container that I have, which I will kind of link to my website, that you can kind of go in and dive into if you feel kind of a calling to the deeper kind of teachings of the initiates, moving through levels of initiation to really unravel the things that have been conditioned in, and get all of that conditioning out so that you can rise into your soul's truth, purpose, and divine destiny in this lifetime. But the energies of this particular Lionsgate there's a gentleness for me to them. They're huge and they're revelatory, but it doesn't feel like such a huge tearing apart and dismantling, because I believe I've already let go of so much in my life that I think previously was grasping onto, or any way that I thought something had to be. So the last couple years, 2.5 years, have really been letting go of anything that I was still attached to. So this feeling of like, I feel connected, so deeply connected to everything, but I'm not attached to it. There's this knowing that like it comes in and I get to really feel what it is to have all these experiences, and when they go, I can let them go lovingly. And there's something that has shifted in my being that just releases and surrenders to the magic and the mystery of life, right? And that is this process, we're really leading ourselves through this ascension process. And one of the big messages is truly that, like, know what your inner coherence is of your heart. Know what truly is in resonance and alignment. There's so many teachers out there, and there's so many pretty words, and really feel if there's embodiment behind it. How do they treat the people in their life? How do you live your life? These are the things that are here for us to discern right now. So if you're going to listen to a teacher, really do it when you're in a place of being able to discern if that's coming from true embodiment. So rather than listen to the words, really feel the resonance behind the words, the energy behind the words. In the Gene Keys, which is a deep contemplation always for me, there is a key called the language of light, right? And so I always really inquire about this key as I'm speaking, and ask source consciousness to allow my words to flow from that place of open-hearted, loving grace, where my words can be precise and they can land with economy without speaking too many extraneous words, to be able to feel how much energy I'm outputting through my words, and rather than say so much, just allow the energetic precision to hit right into the center. So the energy of this Lion's Gate, and we're coming up to kind of the height of the energy on the 8th. And every single day, it's like my life is being lived in slow motion. And anywhere that I am creating, because every moment of the now, we are creating our future self. So in any now moment, if I'm moving in a way that is an old seated pattern, it's seen. So for example, with this new creation that I've birthed, I have been witness to my old pattern of creating these beautiful creations, like from my heart, so overjoyed in the whole process, knowing it's like such a beautiful gift and offering to the world. And yet it will be created, and then I won't speak about it. I won't share about it. There's a part of me that doubts how beautiful that creation is. There's a part of me that feels like a fraud, that feels like, oh, I don't want to like be salesy or sell something, right? So all of these narratives, which now as they're coming up, I'm like, whoa, well, no wonder I've let all my creations kind of fizzle out, because this was the narrative that was going on in my head that I wasn't recognizing or seeing in the moment. And now with this Lion's Gate, it's immediate. It's seen. As soon as the thought arises, it's seen. And the beauty and the gift in that is that I get to dissolve it in real time. I get to see it. I get to bring awareness to it. And then I get to pivot. I take a breath, I pause, I thank Spirit for showing me, I thank my higher self for showing me, and then I get to pivot and I get to create a whole different narrative around the story. And that feels so good. It feels so good. One of the main messages is that if we want to feel our worth, our wealth, our inner wealth, we have to know our value. We have to know the treasures within. And so it's rewiring. So feel beyond the words. It is rewiring my feeling, right? The feeling, the energy around my creations. They feel like the most precious golden child that I am giving birth to. So yes, I'm going to share it from the rooftops, and I'm going to share it in a way that's fun and joyous, and like I get to play, and then I get to share this creation with you. And I'm watching as like it just starts to roll in. It's effortless when we play in that way with something that has been born of that kind of purity, of that kind of innocence and play, but yet it's grounded in this divine masculine container that also is radiating beauty. And it's sustainable because now I'm stepping into my divine masculine. The divine feminine loves the mystery of it all. It loves to be in the darkness and the fertility and the creation and the mystery. But the masculine, it gets to contain it. It gets to see it as precious. It gets to present it to the world and say, look at this beautiful offering that I am going to protect and I am going to hold and I am going to share with the world. And it's coming always from this heart place, right? So it's a win-win. It's like I get to be prosperous, but it's because I'm giving something that is going to help all to rise and prosper. And there's no fear in the foundation of that. it's done from such purity and such joy that in the foundation of the energetics of the creation, there is no lack. There is no hard work. There is no force. There is no manipulation, right? And this is the way that we've been taught to create. So we are literally inverting the whole idea of what it is to birth, one, sacred economics, and two, heart branding, and three, something that everybody gets to win and thrive and receive from. It's not a me taking for myself so I can profit and compound and grow for me, but rather it's an offering and a seeding of an entire ecosystem that gets to be fertile and healthy, that are going to plant the new seeds for new earth, where we're going to build our visions and our temples because of all of the wealth and the giving and the prosperity that we are seeding into it for one another. It's a co-creation. And how different does that feel? Yeah. You can feel the shift in that. It's not selfish, it's selflessness. It's the truth of the word philanthropy. It gives from an overflowing cup and it receives this energy of sacred reciprocity, the universal law of reciprocity. When we're giving and we're giving and we're giving and we're loving and we're creating from that place of abundance. Wow, does that ever roll back within us? And it creates this field that's constantly giving back. It's giving out and giving back and giving out and giving back. And that's reciprocity. That is this toroidal field of geometry that's continually feeding and then being fed. And it's a very different way to create. So this actually took a little side note. That's actually not what I was expecting to talk about for the Lionsgate, but it feels like that is the essence of this time, of co-creating, not of the old hierarchical structure of the one person on top that profits from everybody below, but a co-creation and a synergy between all of the ones creating and all of the ones receiving, and that everybody gets to be fulfilled, be filled up by this healthy ecosystem. It feels like this is the new way that we create, and it feels yummy and delicious, and it serves all. How good does it feel to know that you're giving out and you're supporting all life, all consciousness? You're not taking from life, getting what you can get, but rather giving. And in the giving, you're so supported. It's revolutionary. It is the revolution. And it's feeling like this really is the theme now of this Lionsgate. I'm co-creating a beautiful event here on the big island of Hawaii that is about bringing people in prayer and music. So all the DJs being really synchronized in that where the music is connecting to us back to earth. It's tribal. We're dancing our prayers. We're coming together to anchor in this energy, right? But it's fun. It's like we're doing all this work of seeding this energy, but it gets to be fun. It's not hard work. None of it is hard work. It's ecstatic play. And how orgasmic does that feel? And what is orgasm? When we're creating from an orgasmic place, it's like we're exploding with pleasure and ecstasy. And that is contagious. And anybody who senses that or feels that, it's like, give me more of that. That feels good. This is a complete turning of the old constructs and stories around hard work, around supporting yourself, around having to take, around survival of the fittest. This is what is the transformation of this time. the healthy ecosystem of Gaia, and that we are the guardians and the protectors, and that we get to play in this Garden of Eden, and now we get to create from that ecstasy and that joy. So let's celebrate that. Let's dance that. Let's pray that. Not at all what I was expecting to come through, but how perfect. How perfect. And I feel the energy. It's like stirring me. And it feels like, yeah, that lion energy is like, yes, play, my children. Celebrate, for this earth is your birthing place. To seed whatever it is that you wish to experience from a place of joy and celebration. Dance your dance, sing your songs, connect to the earth, slow down, breathe, plant seeds, sit in ceremony, sit in councils. Know that the visions that are coming through each one of you are the possibilities of your divine destiny to seed, and allow the light to wash away all of the illusions. Allow it to wash away all of the old constructs. Let go of anything that you're still holding on to that is not necessary. Anything that you hold that's heavy is going to pull you under right now. It's as if you hold on, you will drown. And when you let go of all of the density, you will float to the surface again. Let yourself float and flow. Let yourself dance and play and celebrate and orchestrate the most beautiful experience of life. You have a vision that is inside you that nobody else has. A piece of a cosmic puzzle. And the other pieces of the cosmic puzzle need to find you so that you can come together and weave this creation. You strengthen each other and you magnetize to one another, but you have to be in your truth. You have to be in resonance with that which is calling you forth, and then everything is going to come to you on a silver platter that's needed to create that, to seed that. So feel into the orgasmic joy that this Lion's Gate is. And celebrate. I'll be back post Lion's Gate to update you on all the juicy deliciousness that is continuing to flow through. And if you want to be part of our private container, I will link that below as well. And yeah, come join us in the creation of these immense cosmic majestic codes that are coming through. If you resonate with me, then you're a piece of my cosmic puzzle, and I would be honored to put our pieces together and create so much magic. Thank you to all of my Royal Star family. I see you, I feel you, and I can't wait for us to play and create on this magical playground that we call Earth. Mwah. Happy Lionsgate.